This poster that I've got pinned up in my classroom is a really good summary of the mineral chapter. Here in the center, it shows you the elemental composition of the crust. Nearly 47% of the crust is oxygen, 28% silicon, and then aluminum, iron, calcium, sodium, potassium, magnesium. And these are all metals that are found in sea salts, right? These are really common in the ocean. And then all of the other elements that are on the periodic table, they only make up 1.5% of the crust. Then we get into the main mineral groups, and here we have on one side the silicates, and this is by far the majority of the crust is made up of silicate minerals. You can see here we have feldspars, plagioclase, and orthoclase. The orthoclase is the kind of like the pink or peach colored one. The plagioclase can be dark, it could be blue, could be kind of like a cream color. And then there are various forms of quartz. Pure is like totally translucent. There's milky, it's white, you can't see through it. And then there's a kind of like a rose color, and there are different forms of quartz. Then there are the micas, the ones that are kind of like plastic sheets, the muscovite and the biotite. And then there's some miscellaneous silicates, amphibole, pyroxene. You would never need to know these chemical formulas, only know that they are primarily formed from silicon and oxygen. That's the main thing to remember. And then garnet, that's a mineral that's in metamorphic rock. Talc, you've felt that in class, like baby powder. And the olivine. You can see down here on this chart that the silicates, this is the percentage of the crust that the silicates make up. It's around 90%. And then all of the other mineral groups only make up, like around 10% of the crust. But here are the 6 main non-silicate mineral groups. And these are the only ones that you would be responsible to know in this course. We have sulfides. Sulfides always have they end in sulfur. Lead sulfide, iron sulfide. The sulfates always end in SO4, which is sulfate, calcium sulfate, barium sulfate. The oxides always end in O, aluminum oxide, iron oxide. Well, there's 2 different iron oxides, and I've lost my piece of magnetite, as you can see here. The halides always end in fluorine or chlorine. So here's fluorite, halite. The carbonates always end in CO3. It's a bit blurry here, but you can take my word for it. There's calcite and dolomite. They end in the CO3. And the native elements occur in their elemental form in the crust, like copper, sulfur, graphite, which is pure carbon. Also gold, I don't have that pinned up on the board. Silver, that occurs in its pure form. Diamond, that's another form of carbon. What else? Platinum, sometimes. It's not very common, but that does happen. And that's it. So this is a really, really good summary of the silicate minerals and then the 6 main non-silicate mineral groups, the percentages of the crust that they make up, and the elemental composition of the crust.